Pistol sights have evolved quite a bit over the years. Originally, we just had blade-on-blade sights that did the job and helped aim the gun, but not much more than that. Then fiber optics came along, and these are very easy to see and can help you quickly line up on the target, helping with quicker target acquisition and quicker follow-up shots, but are somewhat useless in the dark. Tritium is useful at night, but on its own isn't very impressive in daylight. Then the micro red dots hit, and these are great for quick target acquisition, but are expensive, require batteries, may require modification to the gun for mounting, and aren't exactly compact. It would be great if a sight could bridge the gap between these, giving you the benefits of a micro red dot in a more compact package and still be useful at night. Well, Meprolight has answered the call with the FT Bullseye sight. This innovative new sight combines the characteristics of a red dot while maintaining a compact package, keeping everything streamlined, only a little bit bigger than traditional iron sights. We've been running these for a while now and have put over 1,000 rounds through this HK VP9SK with these sights installed, and over that time have become pretty well acquainted with the Meprolight Bullseye. The Bullseye utilizes ultra-bright fiber optics during daytime use and tritium for nighttime use, allowing it to be a very functional package any time of day or night and in any situation. I've been posting pictures of these sights on social media for a while now, and one question that comes up is how do you line them up? Well, it's quite easy. When you see a full bullseye, you're lined up and it's time to pull the trigger. What you're looking for is the inner circle perfectly aligned with the outer circle, making for a centered up shot. If the inner dot is too far in one direction, your shot will be off target. After a little bit of practice, I think that this is much quicker than lining up a front sight post with the rear sight notch. It's also amazing just how bright the sight is just utilizing the fiber optics. You really feel like you're looking at a projected red dot with how bright this thing is. The tritium for nighttime use is a good usable brightness and very visible in the dark. Really, if it were any brighter, it would probably be distracting. I would think that this would work very well in a self-defense situation in the dark. I will say that this sight does take a little getting used to. First of all, with this design, you no longer need the front sight. The entire sighting module is in the rear section with no need for anything out front. That's pretty cool, but with so many years of trying to focus on that front sight, occasionally I would naturally find it, try to use it, and needless to say, throw my shots way off. It wasn't something I did often, just every now and then, so I decided to remove the front sight, and once I did, this thing really started to impress. Without the front sight occasionally throwing me off, I was on target, and it felt like my target transitions were pretty quick too. I also think that other people I let try out the sights perform better without the front sight. With the Bullseye installed, the front sight is really only a distraction that can cause missed shots. Now, removing the front sight may not be exactly the look you're going for. I've been shooting the Bullseye on my HK VP9SK, which has a dovetail for the front sight, making it pretty noticeable that something is missing. It would, however, be less noticeable on something like a Glock, where the front sight isn't dovetailed in. This is a pretty impressive little sight, and I think now would be a good time to remind you that if you're interested in the Meprolight FT Bullseye or anything else that Optics Planet sells, you can save 5% with the code ALARSENAL5. You save money and it helps out the channel. It's really a win for everyone. Once you take a little time to get used to it, accuracy is phenomenal out of this sight. At about 10 to 12 yards, what I consider actual normal engagement distances for handguns, I was able to get amazing grips with it mounted on my HK VP9SK. I was really blown away with just how accurate the Meprolight Bullseye is. Installation is easy. Just remove your old sight, loosen these 2 screws, slide it on and tighten. I just made sure that mine was perfectly centered, and it's been dead on since day one. Like traditional sights, you should be able to slightly adjust windage by moving the sight. Thankfully, in my application, elevation was dead on, and I'm guessing that it always should be because there is no adjustment for elevation. When we backed up to 25 yards, things were a little different. The groups opened up quite a bit, but if you were thinking of a man-sized target at this distance, all shots would still hit that, but nowhere near the groups we were getting at the more practical distances. At 25 yards, the Bullseye sight is roughly the same size as a 12-inch target, so accurate placement would be somewhat difficult. To be honest though, I didn't do this a lot, and maybe with some practice I could tighten up these groups a bit. So if shooting pistols at 25 yards or more is something that you do often, this may not be the sight for you, but at closer, more practical ranges, the Bullseye is extremely accurate. The sight seems to be very durable. If you didn't notice, mine has a couple scratches on it where I accidentally dropped it, and it didn't affect the function at all. It also did a great job of protecting my new HK. The sight is also sturdy enough to do one-handed manipulations, and Meprolight warranties the tritium for 12 years. So let's talk about cost for a second. At the time this video is being made, these sights cost in the ballpark of $185, so that's a little bit higher than the traditional sights that have tritium and fiber optics. However, that is substantially less than a micro red dot, and the cost of having an existing slide milled for that dot, or buying a gun that already has the slide milled. Either way, you're going to pay for the mill work on that slide. In my opinion, the sight is better than traditional sights, but not quite as good as a micro red dot for actual use, but it's close. However, I like that with the Bullseye sight, you don't have to worry about batteries, electronics that could fail, and you have a much lower profile package with the Bullseye. So in my opinion, you get performance close to that of a micro red dot without the headaches, complications, and costs that come with micro red dots. All in all, I think that these sights are very worth the cost of admission, and I'm becoming a huge fan of them. Meprolight makes these for several different pistols and adding more. Some include Glock, SIG, HK VP9, M&P, Shield, and some others. I desperately hope that they add CZ soon, because I have a CZ Phantom that is in desperate need of some new sights, and I think the Bullseye would be great on it. I don't think there's anything more I can say other than I will definitely be buying more of these sights in the future. They require a little getting used to, but once you do, in just about every practical application for a pistol being used for self-defense, they work phenomenally. And just to remind you guys one more time, if you're interested in getting the Meprolight FT Bullseye or anything else that Optics Planet sells, you can save 5% with the code ALArsenal5. Helps us out a little bit at the channel, and you save money. It's really a win for everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to help support Alabama Arsenal, the best possible way to do that is to click the links in the description. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's the best possible way to keep up with what we're doing and know about the projects we're currently working on. If you like the video, go ahead and hit like. Be sure to share it on your social media, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching.
All right, cut right there.